In his latest declaration, Mohammad Reza Naqvi, senior officer in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, threatened Israeli citizens, stating, "The day is very near and those in the occupied lands should know that what is coming to them will make the past year and more," referring to the events of October 7th, seem like a walk in the park, a mere leisure activity compared to what awaits them. This chilling threat not only underscores the regime's strategy of perpetrating fear, but also its disregard for the catastrophic human toll of such hostility. While Naqvi openly incites violence, the International Criminal Court has concentrated its attention on figures like Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whose actions focus on defending his people and nation amidst persistent threats. This imbalance raises critical questions about the selectivity of international justice mechanisms. Why do individuals like Naqvi and Khamenei, who advocate violence and destabilization, escape accountability, while leaders addressing existential threats to their citizens are subjected to scrutiny? In 2024, the Islamic Republic of Iran continues to intensify its repression of fundamental human rights, targeting dissent both within its borders and beyond. Reports from media outlets and relevant organizations highlight the regime's use of violence, arbitrary detention, and sham trials to silence peaceful protesters, activists, and marginalized communities. Iranian citizens across all segments of society face systematic persecution, including forced displacement, denial of basic freedoms, and suppression of their rights to expression and assembly. These violations are reinforced by a judiciary weaponized to suppress dissent, often resulting in death sentences following grossly unfair trials. This authoritarian control extends internationally, as the regime employs transnational repression to intimidate critics abroad. These groups call for robust global accountability mechanisms to address these abuses and urge the international community to stand in solidarity with Iranian civil society, amplifying the voices of those fighting for justice and freedom. Reza Koshki-Nejad faces new charges. What matters to me is only Iran. Reza Koshki-Nejad, a former army officer and monarchist activist, announced on his Instagram page that new charges have been brought against him. He wrote, "On Saturday I will appear at the Revolutionary Court in Puldokhtar for my new case. Without a doubt, we are not responsible for any of the economic hardships or destruction. What matters to me is only Iran." Prison sentences for mothers of November 2019 protest victims upheld by Tehran Appeals Court. The prison sentences for Mahbouba Ramazani, mother of state-murdered Pejman Qolipur, and Rahime Yousefzadeh, mother of state-murdered Navid Behboudi, victims of the November 2019 protests, have been upheld by Branch 36 of the Tehran Appeals Court. Previously, the two grieving mothers were sentenced by the Shahryar Revolutionary Court to 18 months and 1 day in prison each. Reza Shafakh, their defense attorney, announced on the social media platform X on Thursday, November 28th. Branch 36 of the Tehran Appeals Court has fully upheld the sentences issued by Branch 2 of the Shahryar Revolutionary Court for Mahbouba Ramazani and Rahime Yousefzadeh, rejecting their appeal, he said. Monarchist political prisoner Manucherh Bakhtiari hospitalized amid deteriorating health. Manucherh Bakhtiari, a monarchist political prisoner and the father of state-murdered Pouya Bakhtiari, one of the victims of the November 2019 protests, has been transferred to Velayat Hospital in Qazvin due to severe health complications requiring urgent surgery. Mona Bakhtiari, his daughter, shared an update on Instagram regarding her father's condition. We have learned that my father, Manucher Bakhtiari, has been transferred to Qazvin Hospital in poor physical condition following a hunger strike. He is in critical need of surgery and has been hospitalized. Negar Dabaghi, a 17-year-old monarchist activist who was arrested for her field activism, has been temporarily released on a bail of 400 million tomans. Negar Dabaghi, a 17-year-old monarchist previously detained and held in Tabriz Central Prison, was released Monday, November 25th on a 400 million toman bail. The court hearing for this teenager's security-related charges is scheduled for February 20th at the Tabriz Revolutionary Court. The charges against the 17-year-old include inciting people to commit crimes against domestic and foreign security, insulting the sanctities of Islam, propaganda against the Islamic Republic, and insulting the founder and leader of the Islamic Republic. However, her only alleged action was writing, "Long live the Shah." Christian convert Javad Amini arrested in Nowshehar alongside uncle ahead of court appearance. On November 17th, Christian convert Javad Amini was arrested in Nowshehar along with his uncle while preparing to defend himself against charges stemming from his religious beliefs. A court session was scheduled for Tuesday, November 26, 2024, where 12 Christian converts were to appear before the Revolutionary Court in Nowshehar. According to reports, Mr. Amini and his uncle's car was suddenly surrounded by vehicles belonging to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The two were subsequently detained and transferred to the IRGC Intelligence Detention Center in Sari. Notably, Mr. Amini's uncle was merely the guarantor for his release in this case and faced no charges himself. The 12 Christian converts were summoned last month to defend against accusations including propagating faiths detrimental to Islam and collaboration with hostile foreign states against the Islamic Republic. Prosecutor Mohammad Reza Ibrahimi of the Nowshehar Public and Revolutionary Court cited the defendants' admission of being Christian during their final defense as evidence of criminal activity. Additionally, the discovery of Bibles and other Christian literature among some of the accused was presented as further proof of wrongdoing. The rising number of student suicides in Iran is an alarming issue frequently associated with factors like academic pressure, financial difficulties, family issues, and inadequate mental health support. Reports indicate that severe academic rivalry, domestic abuse, and a lack of consoling services in schools are significant contributors to the situation. Data shows that from March 20th to November 10th, at least 31 students have made suicide attempts, with 26 of those cases ending in death. On Wednesday, November 27, 2024, PhD students of the Ministry of Health held a protest outside the central building of the university, expressing their concerns about their living conditions, financial hardships, and insufficient stipends. The surge of protests among healthcare professionals at Ahvaz Medical Sciences University has extended to the organization's health centers. After extensive demonstrations in recent days by medical staff at hospitals in Ahvaz, including Khomeini, Golestan, and Razi, employees of Taleghani Hospital and the East Ahvaz Health Center have united with the cause, organizing gatherings to advocate for their rights. Protest gathering of Kerman railway workers over unpaid wages on Thursday, November 28, 2024. Employees from the Track Maintenance and Technical Infrastructure Unit of the Kerman Railway, employed by Rizvan Dorud Company, staged a protest. As they enter the fourth day of their strike, the workers are calling for timely payment of overdue wages and resolution of unpaid salaries. According to the employees, inconsistencies in monthly salary disbursements, unfulfilled commitments concerning salary increases, and lack of supplementary insurance over the last decade have caused significant hardships for them. Employees and stakeholders of Esfandaqeh Mines Company in Kerman staged protests for the third straight day outside the company's storage facility. The workers own 32% of the company's shares, yet after 3 decades of ownership, they have not seen any financial returns. The workers and shareholders call for a comprehensive audit and a detailed examination of the company's situation. Protest gathering of Buin Zahra drivers in front of the governor's office in response to the diesel fuel shortage. Mass assembly of contract laborers from South Pars refineries in Asalouye, Tuesday, November 27, 2024. Long line of fuel tankers at Bashmaq border crossing in Marivan. A long and seemingly endless queue of fuel tankers can be seen at the Bashmaq border crossing in Marivan. This comes as fuel is being exported from the country, and while officials speak of domestic shortages and urge people to wear warm clothing at home. Masoud Pezeshkian, the undemocratic president of the Islamic Republic, has reported that $5 billion has been allocated for the importation of gasoline. Young people in Iran tearing apart images of Hassan Nasrallah, the late leader of the Hezbollah terrorist group. Graffiti in different cities throughout Iran supporting Reza Shah II.